Bron or MJ? This has been the debate. I cannot stand The Last Dance. I was not an MJ fan, and I'm definitely not a new 23 fan. But who is the best? Everybody keeps saying this GOAT conversation. There's the GOAT conversation. Michael was never the GOAT to me. He was probably the GOAT as far as scoring, probably two-way players, overall player. He's in my top 10. But the things that made Mike great was his competitiveness. He will do anything it takes to win that game, no matter what. If he lose, he's throwing a frantic. He want to fight everybody. He slapped Steve Kerr. He punched Steve Kerr. He punched a bunch of players in practice. If you read the Jordan rules, the book made, I think his name Sam Smith. I might have got that wrong. He explains what Michael was. Michael was a prick. He was an a-hole. But he wins. He wanted to win. This guy, to me, he just loves attention. The things that make LeBron great is his ability to be marketed. He is probably the best marketing piece out of all the active players there are out there. He's a great passer. He's hit more game winners than MJ, but that's with the game tied or he's up by 2. If the game's tied, LeBron James is going to be 80 to 90%. He's going to make that shot. If the game is behind, like if you're down 1 or down 2 and you need him to close, LeBron James is in like the 30 to 20 percentile. Now, Mike, he played the game different. Mike played the game off the ball. Now, everybody loved to talk about how Kobe was a gunslinger. He was I'ma shoot every shot. Michael was Kobe before Kobe. Michael was a gunner. He was shooting everything. He shot his team out of a lot of games in the playoffs and in the regular season. He did. He was great to watch. He's athletic. He could dunk. He could do all that stuff. But Michael Jordan shot. He didn't learn how to make his team better until 88, 89. But in the 90s, that's when he really learned. Michael developed a jump shot, a consistent shot. Early on, Mike's problem was he couldn't really shoot outside of the red, which was the paint. Once he was able to do that and create the fadeaway, he was unstoppable. And he could shoot a 3 here and there if he wanted to, but that wasn't his game. This guy's in year 17 and he still hasn't developed his game. Now, he got a better 3-point shot, but he's streaky. But he has a good 3-point shot. He shoots the 3 better than he did when he came in the league. But LeBron's problem is he cannot play off the ball. And he gets all these big stats. But let me ask you this. If he gets all these stats, why isn't he winning the game? The first thing somebody would say is they used to say this for Michael Jordan. He doesn't have help. He do have help. The problem is when you're not able to run plays or you're not able to play off the ball or move the ball, in every LeBron James offense is either pick and roll, high pick and roll, where he matched up on a little point guard and he can score, or he throws it to the corner for somebody to hit the 3, or he makes somebody a standstill shooter. That's what happened to Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh and Kevin Love's career were destroyed by LeBron James. If you're a superstar player, you don't get better, you get worse playing with LeBron. If you're a role player, a regular role guy, you are about the same. You're not really, you get a little worse, but you're not really as effective because you have to stay in a corner. You have to stay still and shoot. Now, overall handles, they both don't have great handles. Michael was just able to get to point A, point B, like 1, 2, and then he'll go back right. He could go left, but he had a hard time going left because it was uncomfortable. He didn't like it. That's the reason why I got Kobe a little better offensively than Mike, because Kobe could go left or right. He could kill you from anywhere. He could shoot the ball anywhere and still be effective. And you could push Kobe to the 3-point line. He's still going to net it. You would have to get all in his grill. Now, footwork, it goes to Mike. Mike has probably the best footwork, or one of the best I've ever seen on the court. Now, shooting, scoring, that goes to Mike. Mike is probably the greatest scorer, if not the greatest scorer. Yeah, I say that, or one of the greatest scorers ever. So that's not LeBron's game. LeBron's game is, I'm attacking the basket. And if he can't attack the basket, he's going to try to shoot the 3. Passing, LeBron James. Managing the game, LeBron James is a little better than Mike. LeBron knows how to get you to the fourth quarter. He knows how to keep the game in hand. Mike will either shoot you out the game or shoot you into the game. If the game is waning, he'll do one or the other. Rebounding will go to LeBron because he's 6'9", but Mike could rebound if he wanted to. Mike also defensively was a better team defender and a better on-ball defender. Mike also made his team better defensively. That's one of the things Mike did. He made his guys better defensively. That's the one thing Kobe really didn't learn, was to make his guys defensively a lot better. But as far as just one-on-one defense, Kobe was better than Mike. But Mike was a great team defender. He knows his weaknesses, so he knows where to put people at on defense that'll help him get to his strengths. LeBron James grew up in the what do you call it? The zone era. So he's not really a strong defender. He never was. His athleticism early on, he could jump the passing lanes, and he had long arms so he could get the ball and run it down the court, get his dunk. Leadership, it all comes down to Mike would not have lost to Golden State. He just wouldn't have. He wouldn't have. He's too mentally strong. His competitive drive is something else. LeBron James is okay. To me, he's not a great superstar. He's the most overrated superstar. But I could translate Michael to any era. Today or even before the 80s, I could put Mike in any era. LeBron game, I can't. I have to change his game too much. I have to teach him a post game. I got to teach him a mid-range game. I got to teach him defense. But overall, I'll give it to Mike. I'm not a fan of either one. I think both of them get too much praise and their teammates don't get enough. But Mike has the edge. Yeah. I give that to Mike. So, yeah. Game winners, the reason LeBron has a lot is because his teams don't close the deal.